Greetings, M Squared here. Today we are going to talk about graphing lines from point-slope form. So you should remember from our introduction video that this is the point-slope form formula. The x and the y actually stand for variables, x and y, which represent points on the line. But the x sub 1 and the y sub 1 actually refer to a specific point. So those will actually be numbers. Notice in particular that they both have a minus sign. So when you see in a formula the minus sign, remember if it says minus 5, y sub 1, the y coordinate is actually 5. If you see minus 5, it's not negative 5, it's 5. And also if you saw plus 5, then it would be negative 5. So you have to be careful that the minus sign is part of the formula. And then again, our little m stands for slope. So what we're going to do is graph lines that are given to us in this form. There are going to be two steps. We are going to find the point and graph it, and then we are going to use the slope to find more points. So the first one that I'm doing here is just a point and a slope, so you can kind of see how that works, and then we'll find the slope and graph it. So if this was the information I was given, that I had a point negative 5, 2, so I'm going to go over, start at my origin, go over 5 and up 2. I would draw a little point there. That's my point. And then I'm going to use my slope to graph more points, which means I'm going to go down 2 because my slope is negative 2, and then right 5 because it's positive 5. And then I can go down 2 and right 5 more. And then I would simply connect the dots. So that is the line with a slope of negative 2/5 that goes through negative 5, 2. All right, so let's try another one. So over here, first we have to find our point. Remember, we've got to think about what the point actually is because the formula had that minus sign in it. So my x coordinate is actually negative 7 and my y coordinate is 3. So remember to think opposites when you're in point-slope form. So the opposite of 7 is negative 7. The opposite, well, of negative 3 is 3. Because remember, the formula would say minus a negative 7 if it still had a minus sign in it. So the first thing I'm going to do is graph that, and then I'm going to realize that my slope, which sits right there in front of the parenthesis when it's in point slope, is going to be negative 2. So I'm going to go to negative 7, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, positive 3, and I'm going to make my little point. That point is on the line. It told me from the equation. My slope is negative 2, which means I'm going down 2 and right 1. That's what the negative 2 slope says, and I just connect the dots. All right, 2 more, and then you're off on your own. Here we go. We have, our new line says that the y coordinate is negative 4, and the x coordinate is negative 1. So our point, because they were both positive, is negative 1, negative 4. Okay, let's graph that. Negative 1, negative 4. My slope is 3/4, which means I'm going to go up 3 and right 4 from the point that I already graphed that I know is on my line because they told me it was. So I'm going to go up 3 over 4. And then again up 3 over 4. I like to do at least 3 points because I'll find out real quick. Like that one looks a little off to me. Did I do it wrong? 1, 2, 3. No, it's not. But sometimes you can tell it's not going to make a line. I refigured it. Because there we go. I just drew that one a little down there. But that is how that one should look. Positive slope going up from left to right. All right. So this one has an x coordinate of negative 3, and the y coordinate seems to be missing. Remember, if it's missing, it's a 0, because we would have said minus 0 right there. Slope is negative 1/2, so we're going to go to negative 3, 0, and put our little dot, and then we're going to go either down 1 and right 2, or up 1 and left 2. You can choose either one of those when you have a negative slope. One of them has to be negative, not both. And that is how we graph that one. So again, to recap, you're going to look at the equation and find the point. And you're going to graph that point. You're going to keep in mind that the formula, the actual formula, has minus signs in it. So you've got to watch out for that. So after you graph the point, you're going to use the slope to find at least 2 more points. You're going to connect the dots. Good luck with that. M Squared, signing out.